G'day folks, it's Rob here, and in today's clip we're going to be checking out my parents' expanded aquaponics system, seeing how the cycling process is progressing, and also giving you a look at how I plan out a couple of seedlings. So we'll start at the fish tank, and as you can see she's had a little bit of a cosmetic makeover. It's got some silver sarking or insulation, foil insulation around it, and that's just to stop the UV light getting in there and creating a bit of an algal issue in the fish tank. That is not what it's going to look like finally, and those beds will all be covered up as well. We do have some reclaimed timber, and we'll be making up some panels similar to those ones down there around the sump tank, and they will be connected to the IBC, and yeah, hopefully it'll look rather hunky-dory and fit in nicely with the brickwork on the house. I'll just give you a bit of a look at the fish tank itself. It was a little bit cloudy last time we had a gander, but as you can see, crystal clear today. I think I did the, I let you guys have a bit of a gander at the supporters clip just after we put in the fish emulsion, and yeah, the water was a little bit dodgy, but yeah, looking all right at the moment, pretty clear. And there are a few solids down on the bottom. They will disappear once there's fish in here. They'll be moving around the base of the tank, disturbing those solids, and they will be taken out through that pipe work down the bottom, which I'm yet to fix, and into the radial flow settler. So far everything's working all right. I actually haven't tried to clean this out. I won't do it today. There's just not enough solids going through there, but first time we clean it, I will bring you along. Might just turn the inflow into the radial flow settler off and pull the lid off and see if we can see how many solids are accumulated down the base there. Just using the hat to shade the base there. There is a little bit that's accumulated, but not a lot. And as you can see, it's sort of stuck in the crevices in the corner. Might be a bit of a challenge to clean out, but it won't be too hard, I don't think. Just quickly, that little fitting down the side there is the overflow that runs into the sump tank, so they can reduce the level in the filter to save a lot of the water before they empty out the crud down the bottom. So there you go. By the way, I will be doing a clip in the near future looking at how these little jobbies go together. So if you want to be notified when that clip arrives to YouTube, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there and then smash the bell icon once it appears, and you'll be sent a notification by YouTube once the video is uploaded to the channel. You can come along and suss it out. The sump tank, she's collecting a bit of the dust and debris that was left in the media. Slowly it is settling in here. Something like that you can get out with a little bit of a siphon, just a hose, siphon all the solids out, put them on the lawn or on the garden. They don't generally cause a big issue. I've always had some on the base of my sump. We'll probably try and remove them, as well as the odd clay ball that's made it through to the sump tank before the fish go in. But yeah, generally speaking, it's not a huge issue to have a lot down there in the sump tank. This little filter arrangement seems to be working okay. So far it's caught a couple of leaves. They've just fallen in because it's been a bit hot and windy here lately. But yeah, it seems to be doing the trick. In a couple of weeks time I will pull that netting out and we'll give it a bit of a hose down and see what sort of solids it collects. Just before we have a look at the beds themselves, have a bit of a chat about the cycling. This system here didn't need to be cycled because we used a lot of the existing media, and I also saved the water from the sump tank and popped it over into the fish tank while we were rebuilding this whole jobby, putting in a new frame for the fish tank and resituating it and all that. So there would have been a lot of bacteria left in the system, and as you can see we've got pretty much all zero ammonia. And as for nitrite, yeah, trace, if anything. Actually, I wouldn't even say there's trace in there. And when it comes to the all-important plant food, or nitrate, there's actually quite a bit in there. I'd say there's over 20 parts per million, or 20 milligrams per litre. So the system's travelling rather nicely. Mum was going to put in another quarter of a cup of the fish emulsion on Sunday, but I might actually tell her not to worry about it. We'll just let it run until we get back from our small little break, and just check up then, see how much nitrate's in the system and maybe dose it up. I will get Mum to put a cap of sea salt in there though. That's a seaweed based plant food, because it does have some of the trace and micronutrients, so that'll help give a bit of a boost to the system. As for the plants, well, last time I let you know that I planted out 4 lots of bush beans just by seeds in this first bed over the top of the sump tank. I'm happy to say that they've all sprouted. Well, at least one of every 4 batches have sprouted. Did see a little green head popping up just down in here. So we have another one there. I can't see any more over there. Oh, there we go, there's another one coming up down in there. Probably shouldn't go digging around, so looks like the bush beans have done okay. These lettuce have done astoundingly well. It was 38 degrees today and not a sign of wilt when I got here. I hopped out of the car, it was reading 38 in the shade, so I'm pretty impressed with that. It's mainly down to just the water, the roots being nice and cool, I think. And as I did mention last time, we do have an umbrella over the top here, so through the worst part of the day these guys are getting a nice covering of shade. And on the next bed around we have the little makeshift trellis just made out of some window screen, security screen grill, and we popped in a couple, I think it was 3 or 4 Biet Alpha cucumbers. These guys are a self-fertile variety from that strain, and yeah, I came here and they had full sun and no wilt on them, so they're doing all right as well. And over here we have our rosemary cuttings. Now these guys here are, just to clear it up, we're not actually trying to grow rosemary in the system as it happens at the moment. We're popping them in there as cuttings. I've grown all sorts of cuttings in the aquaponics, started off plants, mulberries, pepinos, lavender, rosemary in our own system, and they all set down roots really well. These guys here were just off mum and dad's existing plants that were in there. We're hoping to get some roots form on them, and then mum and dad are going to have 1 or 2 in the garden behind me here, and I might take 1 or 2 around to my place as well. We were thinking a few might die, but so far all 5 look like they're standing up nice and strong, no yellowing. And next to these guys, Dad popped out a tip of a Frangipani, or Palmyra I think they're called elsewhere. Just broke off a plant. That was about a week ago now, and yeah, it looks to be going okay. A little bit of wilt on the leaves, and this one's going a little bit manky. This one fell off, but other than that, yeah, they're notoriously easy to strike, so I think they'll do fine in here. A nice little bit of new growth popping up down in there as well. This week as well, Dad popped in some papaya or pawpaw. As you can see, it's a bit windy. This one's blown over a bit. They're just from a plant he had out the front here. The reason he's done this, just so he can get some roots on them again, like the rosemary, and then they'll go out into a pot somewhere else. I know these guys do really well in aquaponics. I've seen a couple massive ones. Simon's got some awesome papaya in his system, or did last time I visited. 1 tree per bed, and they were just doing phenomenally well, loaded with fruit. It would have been a bit of a pain to harvest them because they were taller than his 2-story house. But yeah, they do phenomenally well in aquaponics. And over here is some lettuce that I brought from our place. You may have seen the other clip I posted on the Cracky Aquaponics, hydroponics, and these are some of the seedlings I was raising for that. And because Mum has excess nitrates in here, I figured she could use some more plants. So I popped 4 in there for now, and there are some other plans to get some other bits and pieces in here, so I didn't want to pack out too much lettuce. Plus they've also got these guys that we planted out the other week, so I might pop a few more in. Planting these guys out is really easy. I use a very technical piece of equipment called a 4-inch or 100mm pipe, just an offcut from the shrouds for the standpipes there. Push that down into the clay, dig out the clay itself, and then pop the seedling down so the roots are well and truly in the water level, and then backfill around with the clay itself. With these guys over here, I did exactly the same thing. I just made sure that I washed off the bulk of the soil in some water first, and then they just went down inside a scooped out ring and backfilled around them with some clay. It is really easy to transplant into aquaponics, especially when you're working with the clay. Some of the other mediums like the blue metal that we also use here in Australia can be a bit hard to dig out when you're using this little ring method, but they also don't tend to fall back into the hole that you dig, because these guys are obviously balls, so they're going to roll down. The metal you just scoop out and pile up on one side, but yeah, this works a treat with this clay media. As for when we're going to get fish into the system, well, I'm going away for a week or so, and then when we get back, Dad and I are going to nut out how we're going to clad it up, basically if we're going to use panels or drill it straight into the side of the tank. And once we've worked that out, we'll order the fish and get them here. So once more, before I head off, don't forget you got to hit that little subscribe button down there and smash the bell icon once it appears if you want to be sent notifications for when I do upload clips on aquaponics, if you want to come along and see how Mum's system goes or how our rebuild goes. Also too, before I go, I really do need to thank those awesome folks who are supporting us on different platforms around the web, be it the YouTube membership, page or our own Farm Your Own Yard supporters group. You can check out the link at the end here if you want to learn more about that. And also too, don't forget you can suss out our super contributors, links down in the description as well. Go over and visit their websites and Facebook pages, I'd really appreciate it. But I will pretty much will leave it there. I do hope you've enjoyed this little bit of an update on Mum and Dad's aquaponics system, and I will catch you next time. Cheers folks, have a top one.